The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. It's great to see so many of you here so bright and early in the year. I'm pleased to say that at the very last moment, we've organized a program for the coming 3 months. In February, we're going to have Faz Ahmad, an old friend of mine, colleague, who now works for a humanitarian organization and finds it very fulfilling, and he's going to tell us about the role of information technology in that sort of development work. But today we've got a really exciting program. Peter Leeson, who's spoken to us previously on a quality theme, is going to talk about how you measure quality, how you set quality goals, and why sometimes setting up processes is not the same as actually achieving progress. So I'm going to get out of the way and let him tell us all about that. Thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you. So hopefully everybody can see my screen. I'm going to talk to you about the Vitruvian Manifesto, which is a bit more than measurement and all what Ian just said. Before I start, I am going to be using a tool called Menti, which you can access by either going to menti.com and entering the code on the screen, 9588776, or by scanning the QR code. Normally, Menti is being used for polls and questions and surveys and things like that. I'm going to ask you to use it for feedback at the end, but during the actual presentation, it is there to ask a question. So if you ask a question or make a comment on Menti, it will come up on my screen immediately, and I can then decide to respond or not. And I have put up a Menti slide towards the end of the presentation, which will include all outstanding questions. So let's begin. I got a lot to go through. I was told by someone I appreciate immensely earlier today that I am overly optimistic with the number of slides I'm going to show. So that is warning you, it's going to be a bit of a race. I've got a lot of stuff, but you will be able to get copies of the slides afterwards. And most slides don't have that much information, a few of them do. So let's get started. And I'm going to start where we all start in establishing the basics of work in a typical engineering or development organization. So the idea in most organizations, well, in all organizations that actually develop something, is you have a vision, you have an idea. From that, you establish some goals, you create a plan, you do some work, and you deliver something. That is the basis. Everybody does that. And most organizations have understood that they need to manage this. In other words, measure the status of the work as it is happening, so that they can replan and correct things. And of course, now that we have metrics on board, we can use those metrics to find out how we can improve our planning practices so as to make sure that we are planning more effectively next time around. And that all works fine until something completely unexpected happens. So we have got risk awareness because stuff happens. We discover things along the way, and we need to maturely decide how to build this into our plan or to our vision as necessary. This is what I call the mature approach to managing the work. And if you're wondering where my logo comes from, this is it. This graphic gives us 4 triangles, which show us the known and the unknown, the past and the future, which largely gives us a unified approach to the way things are working that corresponds to the traditional concept of how your brain is split up. left brain, right brain, limbic, cerebral. Of course, we all know that thoughts in the brain don't come from one area, but come from communication between them, which is why we had little flashes going between different areas. What I am asking from projects, from the work you are doing, is that you basically manage your project with the full brain. So using intelligence, because that is where you can decide how you are going to react. This is where you decide how you're going to react to external stimuli and also how you are going to influence the world around you for good or for bad. Now, if I want to motivate you to do something as a manager, I need to focus on all four aspects of this. In other words, I need to make sure I've covered left brain, right brain, I've covered limbic and cerebral. And basically that means that the first thing I need to do is make sure that you accept that something needs to be done. So you accept that whatever we're doing right now is not working, is not sufficient. I accept, I understand what it is about. I know I have to do something. The second thing is I need to provide you the ability to do it. So I need to provide you the resources, the time, the money, the equipment, whatever it is you need to do it. If you don't have the ability, there's no point in accepting things. The next one is slightly more difficult, and that is the aspiration. I want you to want. I have to motivate you to be motivated to do it. I need you to really want to achieve that. If you don't really want to, you accept you have the ability, but you will not do it. This is why so many people don't exercise or eat as healthily as they should be and so on. You know you should be doing it. You have the ability there, but do you really want to? And the most difficult aspect of this is the attitude, where I need to influence your attitude. In other words, make you react spontaneously to the right things. So I need to get you to have a positive attitude. So when we're talking here, I am talking about whole brain engineering and management. This is my starting point. This is where I go from. This is the way I wish every organization and every project worked. I know most projects don't work like this. A lot of people think that their management actually believes that this is enough, right? I've got an idea, let's plan, let's do the work and deliver something. I have even known a few managers who believe that this is all you need. Just do the work and give me products. Shame, but I'm not going to work with them straight away. I probably will have to at some point. But the ones I want to approach is the ones I want to talk about are the ones who have got basic management in place. So I'm not even talking about improvement here. I'm not talking about risk management.